Yo, 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 what is good, my good and nerdy people? On this good Wednesday, what is up with y'all? Welcome to the dojo here at Normies to Nerds, where we take normies and turn them into nerds. I am your normie sensei, Master Cunt. Mic check 1 2 1 2. All my people popping up in here. What is good, y'all? Nerd Mafia, Abby K's, C-Dub, what is up? Vito, Trinity, Brian Stone, the talented Mr. Griffin, Jared, what is good with y'all? What is up with y'all? What is up? Look, we got a good stream tonight. What it do, y'all? What it do? Man, look, first off, it's been way too long since your boy been in here. It's been way too long since we've been in the dojo. I just want to say it's good to be in here tonight. It's good seeing y'all. We've been grinding. We've been going. It's been working, man. These shorts been working, but shit, man. I'm just ready to spend more time back in here with you guys, dog. Like, I'm ready to get back in here and get it moving on. So, like, man, just tell me, how's it going? Because, look, we got Ant Man Quantumania. Look, I want to talk about Ant Man Quantumania, just how I feel about that, to knock that off rip. Then also, I want to talk about, like, since I've been doing these shorts, bruh, I've been getting hit up with comments. Especially, like, I've been putting my shorts on Facebook. And, like, the comments on Facebook are even more ridiculous. And people are talking about how they think Kang the Conqueror is a descendant of Reed Richards. And, like, this is something that people are, like, very adamant about. They just know it's the truth. I got called a fake-ass comic book person for apparently saying that, you know, Kang would burn Reed Richards out of time. Either way, I want to talk about that because I just got dressed. It's getting on my nerves, and we just got to get down to the bottom of it, of where he comes from. It was never confirmed. In fact, there's more confirmation for something else, but we'll dive into that in a second. And then if we have time, I want to get into my incursions theory, get into this whiteboard room here in the training grounds, get into my incursions theory because, bruh, something has to ramp up where we're headed with this. Like, I know Kang is going to be the major villain, but with this incursion stuff that they've already been, like, leaking out and, like, going into and hinting, like, I think it's going to have to ramp up, and I think it's going to come in the Marvels. So I want to dive all into that theory as well, if we got time tonight. Look, we're going to be here for about an hour and a half, about 2 hours. Shit, you know what? I didn't get no water. So then I had to down this old water. But we're going to be here for a little while. You're going to be here for a little while. Justify, what's going on, bro? What's happening, dog? All right, so look, let's go ahead. Let's get right into it. What I thought, and by the way, mic check, let me know how, like, we're doing with the sound and the audio. You know, it's been a minute, so let me know how we're doing with the sound and all that there. But mic check for that reason. But either way, let's get into Ant Man Quantumania. Let me know, how are y'all? Scale of 1 to 10, where does Ant Man Quantumania rank? Because for me, let me go ahead and just dive right into it. For me, like, I give it a 7. I give Ant Man Quantumania a 7. And here's why. Because if it wasn't for Kang the Conqueror, it'd be a 5, bro. Kang the Conqueror himself makes this movie a 7. Like, he really gives it 2 points. Look, there's certain things I like about Kang the Conqueror. One, like, Jonathan Majors just overall changing the tone of the movie anytime he is in it is, like, simply amazing, bro. And then also at the same time, like, when we see the scene with him and Janet at the ship and they're going through all of that, Jonathan Majors' ability to make you, one, feel with Kang, and also, two, like, feel intrigued with what's going on in the moment. Because that scene, those scenes where they're working on the ship and they're together, is very, like, how do I put it? Like, the gravity of the situation, the gravity of those two scenes where they're putting the ships together, that really matches kind of what we got in Loki, right? In the Loki season finale with the scene with He Who Remains and what we got with He Who Remains, Loki and Sylvie. It matches that type of, like, gravity and situation and the attention to what you bring into Kang and what you, like, feel around Kang, right? So to me, that's, like, them being able to put that into an Ant-Man movie is huge. Because I'm gonna be real, like, I'm not an Ant-Man fan of his movies. Like, Ant-Man's cool. Like, and I know a lot of people aren't, like, favorites of Ant-Man's, but they like the Ant-Man movies. But both Ant-Man movies are in the bottom 10 for me. They're in the bottom 10 for me, both of them. Like I just don't. If they're on TV, I don't rewatch them. Like I'm just not a fan of how those movies go. I'm not a fan of the jokes that they try to throw out there. To me, it's just not like my type of style of movie. So with that being said, this movie without Kang would have got a 5 because it was an Ant Man movie, bro. And this like, I hate to sound like this because it's like the nerdy stuff that we get out of it. Like we get moments about Kang talking about what the Council of Kang are doing, right? Like how he's banished at a time. He pulls up the timeline. Like we see things like that. We see them pull up the timeline, right? That's cool, but that's not Ant-Man stuff. Like that's not in the Ant-Man movie. And that to me really hurt it that we have to go with Ant-Man to do this. All right. So for example, everybody like we're just gonna go ahead and knock it out. Like the goo. Like for example, like when it's talking about drink the goo, I was like, are you kidding me? Like the good thing is, I feel like they cut a bunch of that stuff out. I feel like they cut a bunch of that scene out, right? When we're talking about drink the goo, I feel like they cut a bunch of that out. I don't have a donate link. I don't think. Do I have a donate link? I don't think I have a donate link in here, Vito. What's up, Steve? What's going on? Nick Lamone, what's popping? Yeah, but when they were talking about drink the goo, like I pretty much phased out. So it's a good thing Marvel realized to cut that stuff out, right? It's a good thing Marvel realized to take a break from like to cut the goo out, like to take a break from the stuff. Whatever they're gonna do with Bill Murray, I'm glad they cut it out. Like as much as Bill Murray might be cool for y'all, like I'm glad they cut that stuff out. So all in all, to me the big issue was that this was an Ant-Man movie. That brings me to the ending, like to the end scenes, because let me know. Are y'all really triggered? I gotta ask this. Let me ask a poll. Were y'all shit. Let me move out. How do y'all feel about the ants? Like, were the ants a real problem in the story here? Like, with him getting defeated by the ants. Like, I know it wasn't him being defeated by the ants, but possibly, like, it was him being, like, you know, they wanted to use that to depower him, right? To give them opportunity to beat them. What do y'all feel about the ants, though? Were the ants a real problem? Y'all don't think the ants were a real problem? The ants were fine with y'all? See, I didn't like the fact that the ants pulled us away from something cool. I feel like there was a lot more stuff cool, and I'll get into it in a second. I like that question, Brian, so and I'll come back to it. I think the ants were a lot more cool, but it's like, bruh, like, I mean, I think the ants were like, you know, they were cool in the concept or whatever, but like, I just think that we could have seen a lot more cool stuff from Kang. I would have liked to see Kang defeat the ants. Like, how does Kang come out of that, right? Like, just go there, bro. Just go there. So, and I see what you're saying here, Brian. And let me see. Do I have anything else? Yeah, I'll get right to it. What I would have done with this movie. Like, to me, the story is fine, bro. Like, to me, the quantum realm, like, having to go into there and do this. Like, to me, that story is fine. The story flies. However, there's things that if you're going to introduce Kang, this needed to elevate what Kang is doing more. Honestly, I don't think this way of introducing Kang was the worst way, in the fact that I don't think this way of introducing Kang was the worst way, but we needed to see more of what he's capable of doing. So, for example, when Janet touches the ship and she gets that neurological link, right, and we see a little bit as to what Kang has done, and we see a little bit like into his like memories or what have you, and he's like erasing those timelines. They went the route of, instead of him being destructive, instead of showing the impact of what he's doing, they went the route of showing us the actual timeline and like them pulling us out. Like, I would have rather had the movie be 15 minutes longer, maybe 10 minutes longer. 15 minutes maybe too long. Maybe 10 minutes longer of finding out, of just seeing what Kang was doing, right? Maybe it doesn't even have to be 5 minutes. Just it doesn't take long to establish the threat of Kang. If you show that he is out here, show him defeating an Avenger, right? Like show him, maybe not defeating an Avenger, just show him on a planet with the Avengers dead, kind of like what we saw in the Tony Stark scene in Age of Ultron, right? Like show the Avengers dead, show him as a champion, show him as a conqueror. That's what they needed to do, and I don't think that would have taken much. Like, because like to be honest, like I said, I don't think introducing him would have been that bad. Like introducing him this way would have been that bad. It's just they should have done more to make it kind of like imposing, right? They should have done more to make us fear Kang more than just thinking like, oh, he's just out here racing timelines. Because if he's just out here racing timelines, that's what the TVA is doing. The TVA hasn't been stopped. So like that's what I wanted to see. And like I know they kind of wanted to not give away the whole thing. But even with the ending, like I hated how Kang was defeated. But it's an Ant Man movie and I get it. I guess he's just standing too close to the thing. And I know Kang gets defeated a lot. And that's the thing too. Like Kang gets defeated and that's something that people had to like wrestle with and grapple with. But yeah, like maybe just have him decide to go into the multiversal engine himself and get sucked into there himself. Instead of him just getting pushed back. You know what I mean? What's up, Jedi Jen? How's it going? Daniel Fisher, what's popping up? But yeah, Brian, like that's how I just would have done it. Just like done something more to make us more fearful of Kang. But yeah, let me go scroll back up to y'all's numbers and see what we got here. Josiah, what is going on, brother? Good seeing you in here. Zoo Marvel, bro, I cannot pronounce that, but it's good seeing you here. I want to see 838 Sue versus Wanda. You don't want to see that, Marvel. You don't want to see that. All right, so Talented Mr. Griffin says we got a 6.5. Justified says we got a, and bro, your name is Justin, right? Justin says we got about a 7. Josiah says 7.5. Vito says a 7. 7 from Brian Stone. 6.5 to a 7 from Jared. Vito says otherwise it would have been a 3 if it wasn't for Kang. 7.5 is all Kang from Josiah. And Trinity says it's a 7 is fair, but he didn't. I don't think he gave his grade. And then C-Dub says he was going to say 5 and 6, but Kang brings it up a bit. He does, bruh. Kang does bring it up again. Sheev, what's popping up, bruh? Let's see here. All right, am I caught up? I enjoyed Bill. He was pretty funny. Yeah, but like they can tend to go too far. And I think that's what saved the movie a lot too, is that they didn't go too far with Bill. Jedi Mike, what's popping off? They didn't go too far with Bill to like pull the plug on it. But yeah, even though like to me they just cut it out because they realized, look, some of these jokes ain't gonna hit, and I'm fine with them doing that because it was already a 2 hour and 5 minute movie. And you know me, like I hate to be in movies longer than 2 hours and 15 minutes. But yeah, like overall, like to me the movie was solid. I much rather would have had it be like set in phase 4. Like to me this should have been a better ending to phase 4. If it ended phase 4, that would have been cool with me. Because then it would have matched phase 4's quality. If you think about it, like people would be like, okay, this is it. Okay, this is the end. And like Guardians of the Galaxy, and I get it, like you might not want Guardians of the Galaxy to start off phase 5, but if it's a better movie, if you can kick off Guardians of the Galaxy, if you can kick off phase 5 with a better movie, that's cool. And it's like, you know what? It's like not even like they would have taken that much to say that this was phase 5. Like I know they said Black Panther was the end of phase 4, but even if they were to say, you know, well, this is really like the epilogue of phase 4, that would have been more acceptable and more fly off for me. So overall, like I'm really not concerned about this because I feel like this slate of movies, I feel like especially this one, we're still getting a bit of that phase 4 flavor. It wasn't really enough time for them to get in there and fix. So I'm not really concerned at this moment about like where we're headed with Marvel. I'm not really concerned about phase 5. However, I think I think we're headed in the right direction just based on the fact that they cut a lot of that stuff out. And Trinity says like I think Ant Man was better quality than all of Phase 4 other than Shang-Chi and the Eternals. I tend to agree with you. Um, I tend to agree with you other than Wakanda Forever. I went back and watched Wakanda Forever. And Wakanda Forever, like I watched it with my wife and I was like, yo, you enjoying this? She's like, yo, this is pretty good. Like Wakanda Forever is pretty good. Like until you get to the heart-shaped earth, like until you get to like the part where she becomes Black Panther, it starts to go downhill for me at that moment because then logic starts to just fall through. But it's kind of the similar thing that I feel with Ant Man Quantumania. Like I kind of feel that logic kind of slipping away in Ant Man Quantumania. So like I can't really hold it that far. But you know, like to me, if it was there, it would have been in the top tier of Phase 4. Instead, it's going to be like one of the worst movies in Phase 5. Hopefully, right? But either way, like let's get into what's in the thumbnail. It's a good film, but it's a tougher rewatch. Honestly, bro, like I've not had that hard of a time rewatching Wakanda Forever until I get to the part where they go out to the ship and they try to defeat. They go out on the ocean and they try to defeat Kang in the ocean. That to me is still the dumbest part I have ever seen in the movie in the MCU so far. What's going on, Roz? What's going on, man? That to me is like one of the dumbest things I've seen in movies, in the MC movie. Like we're really gonna go out there and defeat. And bro, I was watching with my wife and she was like, "Yo, they're out here stuck in the ocean and they're not calling for help for anybody to come like airlift them out. Like Namor's not even over there. Like they can't get airlifted out of the ocean. Like why are they stuck there?" Yeah, that movie got some issues at the end, but that's to me like the ending of the first Black Panther is kind of like wonky. Like I don't really like that much either as far as the battle scene. But hey, what can we say? That's what we got. How can we watch Black Panther? No, look, like I rewatched Quantumania a little bit, and like Quantumania is pretty good. I mean, I don't want to say pretty good. I'm getting trapped into it. I can rewatch it just for moments because like the highs are so high in Quantumania. Like the scenes with Kang are so elevated. Like, bruh, the performance Kang put in, I equate to what LeBron James did against the Warriors by himself when he was with the Cavs to get them to the finals and to almost win that game one. The only reason why he didn't win game one is because J.R. Smith was a dumbass. And in this case, everybody at Marvel was a dumbass and Jonathan Majors was LeBron James. I know that might go over a lot of people's heads, but that's just how I feel about it. But let's talk about what's on the thumbnail here and how Kang the Conqueror can come back. Let me ask y'all this in the polls. Trinity, did you watch Wakanda Forever yet? Will this Kang come back as the Beyonder? Will this Kang come back as the Beyonder? Let me know. Look, I definitely think this Kang will come back as the Beyonder. Let me see what y'all are saying in here. Yes, we got like 100% yes so far. 5 votes yes. I definitely think this Kang is going to come back as the Beyonder. And I think what they're going to do could be like very interesting. I don't know how they'll dive into what I think they could do. Like, because I just don't know how much screen time they would give it. Like, if they were to dive into what I think they could do, then it would take up maybe 20 to 30 minutes. Or less. It doesn't have to take up that much. It would just take some time up in Kang Dynasty. But look, here's where I think it go on with my man's Kang the Conqueror when he goes into the multiversal engine. When he goes into the multiversal engine, let's remember what's inside of that, right? Inside of that multiversal engine is a probability storm. And we saw Scott struggle with the probability storm as well. To where basically you got a bunch of versions of yourself, different possibilities of yourself, all popping up in one area. And that's what's going to be happening with Kang when he gets into there. Now the engine could be. I don't think the engine was completely destroyed. So I think the engine could still very well be moving. Let me know in the chat what y'all think about that. Like I don't think the engine could be destroyed at all. But with that being said, like I got distracted. Let me close this down here. I don't think the engine got destroyed at all. I think the multiversal engine would still be going on, except he's in the probability storm. And as easy as it was for Scott to be able to work cohesively with the rest of his variants of himself, all because they heard of Cassie, that allows Scott to do a task of just to be able to get the particle, like to get the ship, to get the engine and get out of there, right? But in this case, Kang the Conqueror is going to really have to conquer himself. And here's where I really kind of delved into this theory, because it's like the comic book run, only myself left to conquer. And when Kang gets into the probability storm, this version of himself would be the only version left to conquer. And I think in this type of probability storm, instead of all of these Kangs working together, I think he's going to actually end up being able to conquer his willpower. I think he'll be able to conquer his mind, conquer his decision, and have a straightforward path mind in order to where it is just no other probability other than the one probability that Kang wants to have happen, right? Like there's no other different decisions, no other different versions. Kang conquers himself, conquers his mind to where only one of himself is there. And to that point to where it's either he harnesses the power of all of those probabilities, or that willpower just allows him to conquer that probability storm and like delve into the multiversal engine and what's powering that. I think that's where we head. Because at this point he says, my ship is destroyed, like I can't start over from scratch from here. There's nothing else waiting for me outside in the quantum realm. What he has to do is find other means. And that other means is basically becoming what powers the multiversal engine himself, right? The other means is him harnessing that power for himself in order to be able to escape the multiverse and do his dirt. Let me know what y'all think about that. Like, put a fist in the chat if that's making sense with y'all. Put a fist in the chat. Because to me, it's like if he goes into the probability storm, and the probability storm only works because it creates different versions of different decisions, right? Like they were saying, like these versions of you are any probability of what can happen, and they just keep multiplying. Like I said, when it comes to Kang, with him being able to conquer himself and conquer his mind, I think that he would be able to like force his way into one version of Kang being into that probability storm, and then being able to just harness that power. Like that's just crazy. And like, but I think that's something that could be like very easily explained and would allow him to basically become the multiversal engine himself. Like I said, like if he becomes the multiversal engine himself, and what really elevate him to become the Beyonder, whether that like if he goes into the multiversal engine and like goes into the beyond, or whether that just grants him the power of the Beyonder, like harnessing that energy, whichever route they choose to take, I think will be dope and could come very well into fruition with the Council of Kangs. All right, look, I want to get into that next, because look how this ties in and how he gets out into the multiverse. Like I just gotta spout out. Look, we just getting back. Like I'm just getting. Appreciate it, Patrick. What's going on, bro? I gotta get into this, bro. Like I just gotta get into where we're headed with the Council of Kangs and what I think this version of Kang could come back and do to the Council of Kangs. Nah, this is how it happened. Nah, this is how I think it's. Okay, incoming message from Vito. Let's scroll up. Let's see what's going. Think someone should take it. I just read that graphic novel. So good. Yeah, man. Only Myself to Conquer is so dope, bro. It's so dope, man. Yeah, I've been reading some good comics. I read the Defender comics. I didn't get to read issue 5 because I'm only on number 4. I'm only on Marvel Unlimited. So they only go up to issue number 4 that came out in November of last year. But yo, the Defenders Beyond was pretty good, like pretty intriguing when it came to just taking me where we're going. It was a bit wonky, but I just did like seeing, understanding like, well, these are the Beyonders. This is where we're headed outside of the multiverse. I need to finish it up so I know where it's really headed. He's gonna be summoned by the Beyonder, and then later he'll take his power like Doom did. See, I hope they leave that open for Doom. I really hope that they leave that open for Doom. Like, let Doom come and take the power from Kang. That's what I really hope they have happen. Like, I really like I don't want Kang to steal power. I want that to be for Doom, so that Doom can be elevated in phases 5 and 6. All right, Patrick, good seeing you, man. Thanks for dropping in. All right, so yo, let's go ahead and get into this. Let's get into this Council of Kings. So first of all, which king was the cyborg? I think that's Scarlet Centurion. I think that one is cyborg. Is a cyborg looking one. Because I was like, yo, who is this dude? I was like, is this Beyonder? Because to be real, that suit looks more like the Beyonder suit than it does the Scarlet Centurion suit. But according to everybody on YouTube, that's the Scarlet Centurion. So that's what we got to go with. But yo, let's talk about that, because the Council of Kings, to me, they are just what they are, like, right? Like, they are the ones overseeing the multiverse. They are the ones who are shaping the multiverse at this point, to where when it was He Who Remains, at this point, they're allowing it to be the Council of Kings. And I think they're going through multiverses just either A, causing incursions, or B, making multiverses miserable for their rule and causing incursions at the same time. That's what I think this Council of Kings is doing, and what they're doing is ultimately, yes, going to lead to the destruction of the multiverse, which is where I see why in the first version of this war, He Who Remains was the one left, and in this version of the war, this Kang the Conqueror. Now look, it is possible, like, I do want to throw this out there, that it is possible that this Kang the Conqueror from Ant Man 3, and I know it's going to be a hot take, but I do think it's possible that this Kang the Conqueror from Ant Man 3 could be the reborn version of He Who Remains. Like, I think it's possible eventually that is revealed, because it all has to do with Renslayer. Whatever that mission Renslayer received from He Who Remains, that is the key to everything that's coming on in phase 4. I mean, in phase 5, 6, in this saga, right? Because either that mission, I don't know if you guys saw the short, but to me, either that mission was them going through the MCU and changing history and changing things in the sacred timeline, so that Kang has an advantage going forward when the multiverse is reborn, or Ravonna could have made plans to give this Kang the means, to give, like, the reborn He Who Remains the means to become the Beyonder. They both have the same motives. They both have the same viewpoint. It's just a matter of, like, what that mission was to Ravonna. But either way, like, that's neither here nor there. Like, I know that's like a very, very hot take. But yeah, remember when the incursions were happening and Black Panther said we had to destroy the other Earth or both would be destroyed? Yeah, I'll get into that in a second, because it's still going to happen. So let's get into where I think this is Beyonder Kang, because like I said before, and if you think about back to what I just said, the Beyonder Kang, I think, will become the multiversal, like, harness the multiversal engine's power and to be able to travel without the multiverse himself, without the multiversal ship. What I think he would do once he gets out of there is go one by one, plucking off these variants of Kang in Kang Dynasty. Because while these incursions are happening, and like I think this is where we could start to see, like, the multiversal Avengers, like our version of the Avengers come into play, because they could be fighting Kang, and then we see the Beyonder Kang come up or something like that. Honestly, like I wouldn't be mad if Kang Dynasty didn't have Avengers in it at all. To be real, like I wouldn't be mad if Kang Dynasty didn't have an Avengers in it at all. Like let Kang Dynasty be Kang Dynasty. And honestly, I want to see that dynasty fall. And how beautiful would it be if it was Kang, the Beyonder Kang, going through the multiverse, plucking off these Kangs one by one. And then, of course, like throughout the movie, like they're gonna come into the Council of Kings and they're gonna say they're gonna do some shit to like have our Avengers possibly team up and try to defeat the Beyonder Kang, but they don't. Like like that's the kind of path I'm leading down, and I just really at the end of the day like to see that Beyonder Kang wipe out the Council of Kings and leave it to where it's basically at the will of the multiverse to come up and fight this version of Kang to survive. Like I know this crazy, I know it's a little bit confusing, but yeah. I'm still holding that hope that Dr. Doom finds his way into creating Battle World. Greenberry, my thing there is that like Battle World to me it would be crazy. It depends on where we are, because if we're in a very sci-fi type of era in like movie and pop culture movies, like if we're in very sci-fi era with that, like I can see Battle World working. But I don't think Battle World is the route, like full on Battle World. What I would like to see, and like I think I mentioned this before, I would definitely just like to see Wanda and Doom team up together and make their version of Battle World. Like let Wanda be the Molecule Man type of situation at this point, and let them team up together and make their version of Battle World, right? But it is one timeline. Like after this multiverse comes and like we see is everything's going to shit, we have everything condensed into one timeline, and that's how we get like our X-Men in the MCU, right? That's how we get the Fantastic Four in one multiverse. Like let that all be from Wanda and Doom, and like Wanda's motivation from this would be to have her kids, and Doom's motivation in this would be to rise to power and have Latveria. And I think having Latveria at an elevated position above where what's going on, Dan? What's popping off? I think like having Latveria above its position of where it is right now would be good enough for Doctor Doom. So like I think Battle World could be, I don't know, I just think it'd be pretty wild for them to go to Battle World. But if they do, like I'm here for it, I'm hyped for it. Yeah, I just think it's wild. Nathan Groove, what's going on? Oh, Nathan Goob, what's popping, bruh? Let me see what Dan the Man had to say here. He said, we got some stuff to talk about, brother. First off, happy New Year to you, bro. Might be in a different timeline, or the Matrix. New Universe 3, the New Universe after Star Wars is the way. Oh, after Secret Wars is the way. It definitely is the way. But yo, all right, Dan, you touched on something. Might be a different timeline. I've been holding off, and really, like, I haven't been wanting to throw this theory out there until I got a chance to go see the movie again. But if you go, like, I need to be able to go look and see where Janet sends them back to, bruh. Like, think about this shit, dog. Like, when Janet went to go back, find the Earth to go back to, and she was going through the multiversal map, it looked like we had, like, the sacred timeline thread right here, and then it looked like it veered off, and she found the Earth on a thread that's outside of the universe. That's what it looked like to me. It didn't look like she chose, like, I don't know how that map really, like, comes into play, right? Like, but it even looked like, if I can remember correctly, like, it maybe even looked like if the Earth had a different number. I need to really go back and look. I need to really go back and look and see, because, like, that scene was so quick, but it didn't look like that, bro. And I just really haven't been, because I really want to make it short on it, but I just really haven't had a chance. He did? Wait, hold up. Yeah, let me pull it up. Did he really? Damn it. I'm too slow. I should have gone back to the movie. Damn it. Let me see. Facts. Okay. I see it right here. Damn, this is what I need. I'm about to make a short tonight on this shit. Let me see. There it is. Yeah, like she definitely chose a branch timeline to go back to. And that could be so Kang couldn't find her. That's just like my initial part. Definitely looks like a branch. Okay. You forgot Janet had powers in part two. She did. She did. All right. See, that's crazy, bro. That's fucking that's crazy. That's a trip y'all both noticed. Yeah, like thanks for bringing that up, Dan. Like, cause I didn't want to say nothing. I was like, I need to go back, and I'm surprised they were able to get like a good picture of it like this. But I was like, I need to go back, and I don't know what's going on, Mikhail. Um, I don't know if who was in here when we was watching in the main authority when we was watching the movie back over, and I was like, yo, like, can we just rewind it a little bit? Like, I'm trying to see something like at the end of the movie. Can we rewind it a little bit? Cause like, yeah, it's right. It's right there, bro. It's a branch timeline. She's going back to a branch timeline, and to me, it's only so that Kane can't find her. Now, it is possible. There should be another shot. Hold on. Wait, there should be another shot. There should be another shot where you see the Earth number. That's crazy. Damn it. I'm mad. I'm slow on that jump, bro. I'm mad. I'm slow on that jump, bro. Cause I was like, I need to get back to the movie so I can be able to like confirm that shit. Cause I ain't want to come out and be like, it's going into a different lane. Damn. Gotta be quicker than that. Hey, you do remember me saying that, V? Right, like you do remember me saying that. All right. As long as one person remembers me saying that, that's all I need is one. Hey, come on then, Dan. Roll it together. Roll it together, Dan. But yeah, this is about to get crazy. Next thing I do want to talk about though, because like I mentioned earlier, what time? How far into the stream? How far into the stream are we right now? All right, we got it. All right, we're pretty good. We had a good time. We had a good time. All right. What I do want to talk about next, though, I don't know if y'all remember. Oof. Let me get this water. Let me get this water. All right. I don't know if y'all remember what I talked about earlier. If y'all were here. These people, ever since I've been doing these shorts, I've been getting a little bit. I've been getting a little bit of a taste of having random people just pop up in my comments and like pop off. Right. First off, it was the one where I did a short about what I think could be happening in Ant Man Quantumania, and like how I was like, could it be the Fantastic Four banishing Kang? But I was like, nah, it's the Council of Kings at the end. Y'all won't believe I posted a video 3 weeks ago, and for some reason, shorts have just been pushing it out. Y'all won't believe how many people have been commenting. If you watch the movie, he clearly says the Council of Kings. Obviously, you didn't watch the movie. Obviously, you didn't watch Loki in the movie. Bruh. I think it did help with views because there's a whole bunch of people were commenting, and then I just kept commenting back, bro. You obviously didn't check the date when the movie came out, but that's neither here nor there. Like that's part of what comes, I guess. Like with fucking shit, at least to get the views. But one thing that's been grinding my gears a little bit, and I got a short in the works on this shit right now, is people having this hard on for Kang the Conqueror being a direct descendant of Reed Richards. Let me ask y'all this in a second. Let me just end this poll. Y'all don't need to go after nobody for real, unless y'all want to. Let me ask y'all this poll. Trolls will troll. Bro, Facebook comments were worse, dog. Facebook comments were worse. Damn. I can't spell. Yes, no, add option, maybe. Well, okay. Greenberry, you're gonna make me pull up Marvel Unlimited. Did you watch the movie? Bro, did you? Alright, so look. He in the comics, it's never confirmed. Alright, let's just go here. It's never confirmed that he is indeed a descendant of Reed Richards. And this is probably an easier way for me to get it on here. So where people get it and run with it is that his name is Nathaniel Richards, right? Do we need to run down the list of Nathaniel Richards? It's never confirmed that Nathaniel Richards is even the namesake of Kang the Conqueror. Because from what I understand, Nathaniel Richards went to Kang the Conqueror's universe, made that society perfect, and made it to what Kang grew up in, and then he left. Now, there's theories out there that he had a child. Like, there's theories out there that he could have had a child, but there's never been confirmed. But at the end of the day, in the comics, Kang the Conqueror and Reed Richards aren't even from the same timeline. They aren't even from the same timeline. At the very least, he's like a distant half uncle. At the very least. I mean, at the very most, he's like a distant half uncle. But I've been getting people just fucking, like, just saying, why would he banish the Fantastic? Even though the video, I say, I think it's the Council of Kings. They say, why would he banish the Fantastic Four? Why would he banish Reed Richards or burn him out of time when he's a descendant? He can't do that. No. Like, these people really just hear that Nathaniel Richards is the same name as Reed Richards' dad, and assume that that's the case. And here's where I'm pulling it up. Here's where I'm headed. I've really been jibber jabbering. One, I did come up with this wild theory that what if it's revealed that somehow through some loop-de-loop shit that Nathaniel Richards and Kang are the same people? Like Nathaniel Richards being Reed Richards' dad? Like they're literally the same person? That's not out of the realm of possibility and something that they could do. For that theory to work, Iron Lad in the present would have to be related to Reed, right? Yeah, right? I've been jibber jabbering is not a Meg word. Green Beezy. Damn, sorry, like that was, I don't mean to say Green Beezy. I don't know where that came from. Let me see if I can get this bitch in here. Ah, fuck, hold up. All right, bet. We're here. Cool. Let's get back out here. Here is all right. Here's where we are. This is from the comics, Only Myself Left to Conquer, and this is basically in the first issue of that. And we can see here, this is where Kang the Conqueror, he's like, he goes into a layer of doom, and I'll just read it from here. It said, this is narrated from Kang. He says, the air itself was so thick with history, the grandeur of hope worn down by the ages, like rocks in the desert winds. I never seen anything so old in my eyes before. It was so beautiful. I was a fool. What in the? But then again, and you see this is Doombot going after him. But then again, so we see this happening, right? Like you see what's going on here, right? Like this Doombot's coming after him. Here's where this line comes into play, and it shows this is the most clear reference of Kang's ancestry that we've ever gotten in comics. Oh, damn it. Here's the most clear reference of Kang's ancestry that we ever got in the comics. He says, stop. I command you. Your master is long dead, and I am his only. And then boom. This is when an older version of Kang the Conqueror stops it. And so was he. You see that? Okay. Boom. Basically, from the horse's mouth. From the horse's mouth. Kang the Conqueror is a descendant of Doom. Kang the Conqueror is a descendant of Doom. Now, this doesn't rule out, like, I think it's a maybe. Like, to me, it doesn't rule out the fact that he could still be related to Reed Richards. I don't think he is related to Reed in the comics, at least. I don't think he's related to Reed. I mean, it could be related to Nathaniel Richards or somehow like that. Or he still could be related to Reed from this universe. Like, I think that's still a possibility that he could be related to both. But my whole point resides that I've been going through this shit of people on the bro. I had one comment on Facebook and I had to block him. Like, I ain't gonna deal with this. I had one comment on Facebook. The dude said, "You fake ass nerds get on my nerves. Have you ever read a comic? He's clearly a descendant of Reed Richards. He's named after his grandpa." I responded with the most elegant response to tell him to shut the fuck up and that I know what the fuck I'm talking about, and ask him if he's ever read a comic, and to explain that it's never been confirmed. But the biggest confirmation that it was that of who his descendant is right here in Only Myself Left to Conquer, where he pretty much says, I'm his only blank, his only descendant. No, it wasn't a bot. I could tell it wasn't a bot. It was just one of those, like, gatekeepers. One of those angry, like, gatekeeper people. It wasn't a bot at all. I know that for a fact. Like, it didn't seem like a bot. But yeah. What's going on, Living Hibunal? What's popping off? But yeah, man, like, that's just how shit's been going. I just need to get it off my chest because I've been frustrated. And also, too, I need to make sure before I posted this short that what I thought happened did indeed happen. So yeah, a lot of people about to suck it. Pause. Next tomorrow. But either way, if you're dropping in here, make sure you hit a like. Drop a sub if you're new here. Thanks for popping in here. If you're new here and it's your first time, just put a comment in there. You know, just put a little fist. Let me see who you are. Let me shout you out. That was a little bit out of pocket. Let me shout you out. You know what I mean? What site is this? Actually, this is a screenshot that I grabbed from my Marvel Unlimited. Kendall's been frustrated as hell. For what hate video? No, that's a whole different. That's a different video. But yeah, it's been popping. Any validity to Kang being a Stark descendant? That it may be in the MCU. Here's the thing: the MCU, they could do something completely different. What's going on, Felicity? Yo, it's a party now. Let me turn this music up. It's a party now. Hold up. Where are we at with it? I think this one is. Felicity's in the building. What is up, home girl? What is popping off?
What is your verdict? Find the defendant.
Hey, bro, it's crazy, Roz. I appreciate it. It's been like ridiculous. Like we've gotten 400 in the last 28 days. Like it's been like stupid. But the grind continues because the grind will never stop, except for dance break. Come on, beat. Yo, is this beat ever gonna drop, bro? Dog, is this beat ever gonna fucking drop? Because we still gotta talk about this incursions.
Well, he didn't do it on
Here we
purpose.
go. Alright, we good. Just some lo-fi. It's some very lo-fi. It is some very lo-fi. Editing your second short. That is what's up, bro. That's what's up, Nerd Mafia. I'm glad to see it. To give you some juice. Get Green Bear some juice, because Green Bear be sitting on his hands. Alright. So let's get into this incursion talk. Look, I want to get into this incursion talk because, for real, I'm a little pissed off that video ain't take off. So that's why I've been saying fuck videos and I just been doing shorts. Really, that's what we about to start doing, is just doing shorts and streams. Cause fuck videos right now. Know what I mean? Nah, I'm playing. But nah, like a lot of, I don't know why, but like the incursion video is like my best work yet. Green Bear even said it. It was my best work yet. And, a lot of people ain't see it. But I think it is a theory that is worth diving into here and talking about here. With the deep house vibes. It is deep house vibes, ain't it? Hey, and we deep in the house. We in the basement. And let me know if y'all can hear the music. I'm afraid I turned it down a little bit too much. But let's get into what I really want to talk about tonight. And that is incursions. So, bro, like, I think I really figured out, if I didn't figure out how incursions work, like, if this isn't how incursions go down in the MCU, this needs to be how incursions go down in the MCU. Everything I'm saying right now, like, this whole entire theory is based on shit that I've seen in the MCU. We're talking things from Multiverse of Madness, things from What If, things from Miss Marvel. All right, like how those connect, and I think the little seeds come into play. I think are really gonna be exposed in the next season of What If, and also in the Marvels, like that show. And then I think like some of the things that we're gonna get into as well here will be exposed in like a Doctor Strange 3, and also the Strange Academy that's supposed to be coming out with Wong and American Chavez. But basically just want to break down incursions and what's going on here. So we'll start off with this picture here. I don't know. Let me make sure y'all can see my mouse. Can y'all see my mouse? Nah, y'all can't see my mouse. All right, bet. That's cool. Either way, let's start off here. Just the entire multiverse and looking at how it's like formed, right? Because I think we kind of got to start at the basics. If y'all ready to take this ride, look, let me know. Let's take this ride. That video is wild. It is wild. Like it didn't pop off. But yo, put a fist into the chat if you're ready for this shit. Like if you really want to like go ham with this shit, like put a fist in the chat. All right, so the reason why I pull up this picture of the multiverse is because let's dive into what makes the multiverse, right? Like what makes reality into the MCU. And to me, like going back to what Doctor Strange said in the Multiverse of Madness, in No Way Home, that there are cosmic currents that run throughout reality, that run throughout universes. Cosmic currents that run throughout the universes that magicians and sorcerers use to tap into magic. Hence, the Sanctum Sanctorum being built on a cosmic current. They're not the only ones to know about it. Other people in the world know about it. cosmic currents are a thing. What is a cosmic current, right? So if we go back to the first Doctor Strange, where the Sorcerer Supreme talks about magic is where they tap into the code that creates reality, right? They tap into what creates reality. She said for to help you out in a technical term, we'll use the code, right? Because basically it is code. Science, magic is basically science that cannot be explained. Code is basically science, is programming. So where they get their Eldritch magic from is from the code, the dimension that they tap into, right? that gives them the orange powers, that gives them the ability in reality to be able to make shields, that gives them about the ability to be able to hop from one place in the universe to another, right? Like that's whatever their dimension they're tapping into, that's it. All that being said, that cosmic current, let me see if I can get myself out here. Those cosmic currents are like these strands, right? Like that's what I think is making up these multiverses. Like these strands are what reality is. So when you think about different when you think about like different dimensions that we've seen in the MCU, for example, the chaos dimension. The chaos dimension is like where Wanda pulls in like her ability to warp reality. That chaos dimension is like a cosmic current, right? So you got a cosmic current where you pull magic from that gives you the orange magic that Doctor Strange uses. You got a cosmic current that warps reality. That's what Wanda taps into, right? You have a cosmic current that's like the dark dimension. That's the cosmic current. That's something that Agatha Harkness taps into. That's something that we've seen Doctor Strange go into that dimension. When you think about dimensions like Shang-Chi's dimension and Tai Lao, I'm not still like 100% sure on what that power of that dimension could be, but that is the same. Like it is a dimension in itself, and I think houses something that goes throughout the multiverse. Either way, like these currents, that's what these are. Like the multiverse is just cosmic currents, and when these currents break out, when these currents go out, then you get a multiverse. They branch out and create another river. So if you think about it like a river, here, and I wish I had a better way to like kind of explain this, but when you think about it like a river, if you got these cosmic currents that are all flowing in a stream, and you have a border, you have a boundary that keeps this in place, right? Right? That border keeps it in place, it keeps it all. But sometimes that creek can overflood. Sometimes things can happen to where that current in the river can flood over the bank, and you start a new stream, which in essence would be what happens when the cosmic energy spills over out of that border, when a new multiverse is created, when a new universe is created. I mean, right? You follow me here? It just liken it to a river, to where a river has water that flows through the banks, right? And then eventually when a flood happens, the water goes over those banks and it can start a new stream. That is the same case with the multiverse, as to where these cosmic energy currents are running within the multiverse together, and then eventually they could flood over out of their boundary and form a new timeline form. All right, that's like some very over the top shit there. It is, but but that's where we're headed. Yeah, we're getting sweaty as hell. We're getting sweaty as fucking this motherfucker. All right. So all that being said, that's what happens. Now the boundary, there's a dimension that I believe that is that boundary. There's a dimension I believe that like stops the multiverse from falling over, and that is hard light. That is the newer dimension that we saw in Miss Marvel. So the thing that's keeping these multiverses in place, like the thing that's keeping these currents in place, is hard light. Because even like here in this section, like you see, like it's still like a thread. I think hard light is what keeps these things intact. All right, so that's key. That's basically what I'm getting at. Each thing, even the Utopia parallel. I think the Utopia parallel is a parallel where there's a dimension that connects the multiverse together, right? So like I know like the multiverse can like expand, but it's something that connects it together, and it allows you to go from multiverse to multiverse, which would explain why like there could be only one dimension of that, and to explain why there's only one American Chavez. All right, but look, I didn't mean to tap into that part of it. Damn, I didn't mean to tap into that part. But hard light, the newer dimension, that's what stops this. All right, and here's where I get into my proof. Look at this shot here. First off, what if it's such a slept-on motherfucking show? Slept-on show. But in this case, I think it very much helps her out a lot. Helps me make my case here. Is that hard light would be what stops the multiverse from spilling over. And Trinity, like I see what you're saying, like hard light would be the wall between dimensions. That's correct. Like it has the power to stop dimensions from falling over. At the same time, I think hard light has the power to be. If hard light has the ability to stop, remember, if I'm thinking dimensions are cosmic currents, if dimensions are housed within cosmic currents, then like essentially hard light has the ability to be a wall between these currents and has the ability to be able to withstand these currents at a certain point. So again, just a visual type of element here, just to look at it visually. Let's look at this. What does this look like? Just tell me. Does this look like hard light to you? The Watcher is peeking into multiverses. And I didn't even get into the point to where I feel like the mirror dimension is basically the same thing as, going into a certain point into this hard light dimension, this hard light realm. But, bruh, it's like clearly right here that he's looking through into these multiverses through hard light. And hard light is what's like separating. I think it's more than just a cosm of visual effects. I think this is just proof that it's causing hard light to happen. All right, so look, that being said, I just wanted to establish that base of where this starts off at, right? Like, one, just remember that cosmic currents create multiverse, is what creates multiverses, right? Is what flows throughout multiverses. And even to take it a proof further, if you go back and watch Loki, and like this one is cool about making shorts because you can just make a video about anything. If you go back and watch the ending of Loki, when the multiverse opens up, you hear a sound effect. That sound effect sounds exactly like what it sounds like when hard light is broken in What If, when hard light is broken in Miss Marvel, and it sounds exactly what it sounds like when the mirror dimension is broken into in Doctor Strange shit and so forth. And when they break through the multiverse, when they fall through the multiverse, and I think Multiverse of Madness, they're falling through multiverse, and it has that sound as well. But there's sound design and there's look design that supports where I'm kind of heading with this. So again, just where we're moving forward from here is one, cosmic energy currents. Like I think the cosmic energy current one is a bit more of the far-fetched side of this. But yeah, the cosmic energy current, like take that in mind of what comes together and creates the multiverse. And then hard light being what separates the multiverse. It's like that crashing sound, that glass breaking sound. That's that sound that they use when the multiverse breaks in Loki. It's the same sound that's used when hard light breaks. It's the same sound that we hear used whenever the Watcher falls through the multiverse and Ultron is beating his ass in episode 7 of What If. So with that being said, like, just imagine on a very scientific view that cosmic energy is running between these walls. Like, just from like a scientific view, that's what we're seeing. All right. So here's where we get into with incursions and like how they'll happen. We heard in Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Actually, can I just pull it up? Can I just pull it up? Let's see. Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange, what's his name? Reed Richards talks about incursions, and he says something very interesting. And I just want y'all to really just kind of hear it from the horse's mouth. Um, let me go here. Let me go here and pull it up. I pretty much know where it's at. Boom, I'm already here. All right. Let me pause this music real quick. Hold on. All right. I need to watch. Make sure I don't get a copy hit.
Your alternate self
All right. Can y'all hear that good?
created the illusion.
Damn it.
Now's the time.
Yeah.
Now.
Your alternate self created.
Confuses and destabilizes.
All right. Here we go.
This strange is even more arrogant than ours.
No, just more alive.
For now.
Incursion?
An incursion occurs when the boundary between two universes erodes and they collide, destroying one or both entirely.
All right. Boom. We'll cut it off right there. Did y'all hear that? Let's run it back. An inversion occurs when a boundary between two universes erodes. Yeah, I'm definitely watching for the sniper. Let's hear what he says again.
It occurs when the boundary between two universes erodes.
When the boundaries between two universes erodes. So let's go back here. I already established that hard light, I think hard light is what keeps these universes separate. The cosmic energy that makes up the multiverse that allows us to be able to be our physical selves, right? We already kind of established that hard light is what stops that from happening. It's what stops these cosmic energy currents from being able to go clash into each other. So like I said, the boundary being hard light. So what happens here? Wait, am I gone? Are we still here? Are we still here? We're still good. We're still good, right? It says excellent connection. It says we still live. All right. So, all right, what happened? So let's say what happened. Let's just use what happened in Multiverse of Madness as an example. All right, I'm here, cool. Let's use what happened in Multiverse of Madness as an example. Doctor Strange went from 838, went from 616 to 838. All right. However, when Doctor Strange went from 838, whenever Doctor Strange arrived there, remember what they did? Remember what they did to Doctor Strange so that he couldn't use magic? They put the sands of Fersanti on him. Therefore, he's not able to use magic. If you think about what Reed Richards said, he says, if you leave a large enough footprint, that causes the boundaries to erode, leading to an incursion, right? Well, if you leave a large enough footprint, that causes an incursion, and then you know what the incursion is. So that footprint, I think, is a cosmic energy footprint. So, for example, just being in a different multiverse doesn't cause an incursion in my mind. Unless you're just naturally a being that pulls a lot of cosmic energy over. So, for example, if Doctor Strange were to use magic, if Doctor Strange were to tap into his cosmic energy and use his magic here, that would try and pull cosmic energy from his multiverse through the hard light boundaries into 838. Being that his power may be dampened a little bit unless you get a full-on hole through the boundary, all right, for that cosmic energy to go through. All right, crazy shit. So that being said, even though Doctor Strange is over here in this multiverse, if you imagine these arrows over here being the cosmic energy trying to come through, it's just not happening because he's not tapping into that. In fact, I think Doctor Strange only used magic once in that multiverse, and that was when he opened the door to the book of Ashanti, whatever. Damn it, I'm losing my words now. However, let's take into account what Wanda did. All right, so I think Wanda is actually the one who would trigger an incursion in 838. Wanda came over there and fucked the Illuminati up, And she tapped into, first off, she tapped into dream walking into this universe's Wanda, which is basically probably a powerful ass way to send your cosmic energy from one. What you're doing is you're sending your cosmic energy from one universe to another. You're not necessarily sending your body over. You're just sending your straight up cosmic energy into this being and overtaking it. And from the time that you're dream walking, your cosmic energy is going from one multiverse to another, going through that boundary, eroding that boundary to control someone. They said Doctor Strange, and there's proof in that being. Let me turn the music back on. There's proof of that being. They said Doctor Strange in that universe was dream walking and caused incursions. They said Doctor Strange was dream walking in that universe and caused incursions to happen from dream walking, and I think that's exactly how it went down. All right, so all that to say, Wanda uses all that energy and causes incursions to rift, and basically that would cause an incursion with Earth 838, which I think is going to happen. Is coming down. Is that incursion was caused with 838? So with that being said, the incursion happens whenever Heartlight is broken. And damn, what happened to my picture? I had a picture. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Here's a visual image of what it could be like. As you see here, this is where the Watcher was like thrown through the multiverse, and like that Heartlight, that boundary is broken as it's being thrown through the multiverse. Like that's kind of like a visual picture of what it could look like when that cosmic energy is running through there, and it breaks that bound. And from that point, you have forms of cosmic energy just crashing into each other. That's what creates that look of realities crashing into each other. I think it's very cool and maybe scientific behind the science way to explain it. And you need that scientific way to explain it because you need to explain how incursions can be stopped. Like we know in the comics, you can only just stop an incursion by destroying another planet. They alluded to it in Doctor Strange too as well, that the only way to stop an incursion is to destroy, well, they said it either destroys one or both planets. We know that the 838 survived an incursion because their Doctor Strange caused one to happen. So apparently they must have destroyed the universe because they're still here to talk about the incursion, right? So aside from destroying a universe, here's another way. If you guys remember in What If, again, slept on show. If you guys remember in What If, all right, let me read through these comments before I get there. I don't think everyone has cosmic energy. I don't think everyone have cosmic energy. Well, Trinity, I think they're changing the terms of Nexus being here. And I think what Wanda is tapping into, I think Wanda's ability of being a Nexus being is to being able to tap into that realm. She pretty much runs that, like she is pretty much that dimension, an embodiment of that dimension. So that's what makes her the Scarlet Witch, and to be able to do what she does and be like that type of Nexus being type of thing. I have to think about that some more, but I do think it's like a point to where everyone maybe has a bit of cosmic. It's like the Force, like everyone's got a little bit of Force. Everyone has a little bit of cosmic energy, but tapping into that cosmic energy and using that to shape reality in another universe is the same. She don't have variance. She's the same across multiverses, but there's still variance though. Unless, like you was in that logic, Kang would be a Nexus being. They still have to like sort that out. Not sure just how it worked. Kang had altered the events to every other universe. It could be. All right, but let me get back into it. What did Roz say? Wanda isn't really a Nexus being because she has variants. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Also, a variant is a person why does something they're not supposed to do. Yeah, but that's how it was set up in the previous reality. I think at this point, everything's just being branched out. That still need to explain that, because like, still there has to be a sacred timeline, so that has to branch out. But really, Wanda doesn't have to be that person. A variant is a person of a person of. So basically, Wanda didn't have to make that decision to be a variant, though. A variant, that universe could have branched off back in the 1900s. You know what I mean? Like that variant, that branch could have branched off in the 1900s, and then Wanda is just subsequently born there. You know what I mean? But I'm not trying to get. All right, so let me. Either way, like, so we broke down like the science behind the curses. And breaking down the science behind the curses is important because we got to talk about how we're going to stop them. And here, let's look at one way we've seen an incursion stopped, and that was in What If with the Dark Doctor Strange episode. If you don't remember, the Ancient One split the timeline. That one universe, she split that one universe into two timelines within one. And I think she did that without Hardlight or Noor. So that would almost instantly trigger an incursion. And if you go back and think about it, almost instantly triggering an incursion, the incursion takes place like then and there when that Doctor Strange walks out of the build I know that's too confusing to explain. Pretty much, the incursion takes place like almost instantly, maybe a couple hours after that takes after the Ancient One splits the timeline. Like it takes place the next morning. But what we see here is Doctor Strange, after the incursion takes place on that, he is trying to stop the incursion from like happening, right? Like basically, he's like, how can I save this universe? He can't. But I think what he is doing here, where the incursion would destroy both of those split timelines, I still think that universe exists. But I think that this pocket reality, this dimension that this Doctor Strange created, this Doctor Strange used Hardlight to stop the incursion from spreading into into that other part of the timeline. That's basically where I was getting to. That this Doctor Strange used Hardlight to stop that. See you later, Brian. To stop that that timeline, that split timeline, from spreading into the other. Meaning that other timeline where the good Doctor Strange is from, that timeline is still alive and still going on. But this is one way that we can see that the incursion was stopped. However, this meant that Doctor Strange's universe was destroyed, and the other ones, the other one survived. So that's one way that one can live and one can't. But really, I think the key here, and I think we'll see this in the Marvels. And spoiler warning for the Marvels. Like I don't really feel like I have to say spoiler warning for the Marvels, but spoiler warning for the Marvels, right? To me, this is the key to it all. That is Miss Marvel's ability to generate Hardlight. The Bengals giving her the ability to stop incursion. See, like this is where I get into like thinking that He Who Remains put this stuff out there, put the Bengals out there, did all this stuff before he died. Because this is going to be too key. Being able to stop the dimension, being able to stop an incursion, being able to plug in the whole of the boundary that's eroded, to me it would be a big deal here, and I think it's something that we can see done in the Marvels. Seeing that done in the Marvels, I think it'd be cool, because Marvels needs a boost. Apparently, like incursions are supposed to be happening in the Marvels, and I think this is the way that they're going to be able to stop it. And I hate to be that guy, but if we look at this poster here, which by the way, this poster is dope. Put a fist in the chat if you can't wait to see that Ram booty pop up on the screen. Um, bruh, this shot here, I think, kind of explains how it could go down with how they stop incursions. And again, spoiler warning for the Marvels. But I don't think anybody's worried about being spoiled for the Marvels. But if you look at the bottom, you got what's her name? You got Kamala Khan. Then you have a purple light under under Captain Marvel here, and then you have Monica Rambeau on the other side. What I think is happening, and this is an indicator of, is that an incursion will be going down in the Marvels, and they'll be trying to figure out how to stop it. I think this comes together because Monica Rambeau, with her ability to be Spectrum. Let me see if I can pull this shit up. With her ability to be Spectrum, I think she can see waves of cosmic energy. That's the wrong one. I hate the interface on I think Monica Rambeau can see cosmic energy. Like those cosmic energy currents that we were talking about. Look, all right, you see this? Like, it's CMBR, but I think she can really see like cosmic energy currents that are coming into space. Because even if you look to the far left, like even if you're looking like into this part of the screen, there's like, she can see the cosmos. And I think she's seeing cosmic energy currents that are coming off. So to me, like, her role in this whole stopping incursion thing could be spotting and realizing, hey, this is what's happening. There's a hole in reality what makes reality, our cosmic currents, the fabric of our reality is seeping through this hole. Kamala comes up and says, wait a minute, hard light. Like, this stuff seems to be made of newer, like she realizes like what she learned in Miss Marvel is that the newer dimension, the newer energy which powers hard light, she realizes that can be a border. Instead though, like that takes a lot of energy to be able to plug that up. Pause. That's where Captain Marvel comes in. So it's kind of like if you remember like the Mega Mind shit or the Mind Meld, whatever they did in the Eternals, whatever they called it, to where they all came together and boosted Cersei. I can see this being the same type of strategy here, to where all three are working together and it boosts up the ability to create Heartlight, and then they're able to stop that one incursion. They're able to patch the hole in there. Now, like, to be granted, it's stopping one incursion. I think it could be cool if the incursion is taking place in the 838. It won't be taking, I don't think it'll take place on Earth. And like, here's the thing, like, I think if the incursion is happening in the 838, but we don't know it, and it's taking place off-world, like, so like, you know, the 838 won't really know about it quite yet. So like, it could take place then. But I would like to see Monica be trapped in the 838, and maybe have like Captain Marvel be trapped in the void that's between universes, like the void where the Watcher is, to where she could then start to study more cosmic shit, and maybe she could pop into somebody like Kang the Conqueror, or maybe she could like stumble into someone like Doctor Strange, who is out there studying incursions as well, right? And then of course you leave Kamala Khan on Earth for Avengers King Dynasty. But yeah, that's how I think it go down. And I think it'd be cool to just have like that post-credit scene come to an end, and it's like, yeah, they stopped this one incursion, but they did all that to stop one when you got a whole bunch of them breaking out and destroying the multiverse. But yeah, that was like my long-winded way and explanation on incursions. But I just like fuck, I had to get that out because like nobody fucking watched the video except for Green Bear. Green Bear's the only one that watched the video. It was like Green Bear said it was dope. If you haven't checked it out, go watch it. It's a much better and more succinct way of how I explain what goes down. But yeah, you should go check it out if you hadn't already. But yo, like, let's just get to some. What do y'all want to talk about? Let me sit back. We're just gonna chill. We'll chill for like 15 more minutes. What do y'all want to get into? Like, bro, why isn't Kang interested in America Chavez? You think that is a very good? Well, I just don't think he can get to her. I don't think he could get to her yet. Because, bro, I didn't even talk about MODOK. There's randomly I thought about. I didn't even talk about MODOK. MODOK really wasn't that bad, you know. Like, MODOK really wasn't that much of an issue. I just wish they didn't kill him. What's going on, Ashton? What's popping, bro? Ash Hammer in the building. Late per usual. What's going on, dog? Yeah, man. Yo, so I haven't seen it yet, but I'm not gonna miss it. Hey, I feel you, bro. I feel you. I'm done talking about it. So it's like good timing. It's good timing. But yo, where y'all at with this Mando 3 shit? Like, bro, I'm gonna be honest. Star Wars, like, after Kenobi, I ain't watched like no Star. I stayed away from Star Wars streams. Like before Kenobi, I was all up in Star Wars Santa streams, like religiously. But I stepped away from them. So like, it pulled me down. Let me get into these comments. I did enjoy it though, Ashton. I gave it a 7 out of 10. That is facts, Trinity. Josh, GTV, what's going on, bro? What's your question? Do you think Riri could be a Kang and doesn't know it? Nah, I don't think so. But I do think Riri could befriend a Kang. I do think Riri could befriend a Kang. Because if, you know, it'd be like a little black love story. I can see them doing that. Just see them doing that. You know, that's where we're headed with Marvel. But yeah, I know motherfuckers didn't like Kenobi, but Kenobi had things that worked. It just really wasn't Andor, like from Andor being slow as shit, and then to other than 2 separate episodes of Bad Batch, like Bad Batch really ain't hit for me. But I'm really fucking hyped for Mando. I'm really fucking hyped for Mando and when it's gonna come out. Like, and even like I've been watching Bad Batch. Like, the thing about Bad Batch is they're sticking to this method, and I think it's been shown with Bad Batch, well, with these Star Wars shows, that bruh, people don't want to watch these weekly. Like Clone Wars, Rebels, they weren't that well received when they was come out weekly. By adults, right? By like us who view them, but now since they're out, like people gonna watch them, like motherfuckers gonna binge them janks. I think it's the case here with Bad Batch. Like, they are dragging the fuck out of this. Like, they could at least put 2 episodes in a week. To be honest, if Bad Batch was like out all full, I would have finished it by now. But to me, the best experience that we've had with Bad Batch was the week where they dropped 2 episodes. And those were the best 2 episodes. So, like, if they're really going to go this whole, like, week to week shit, like, I mean, if they're really going to go this whole, like, mission to mission shit and not really, like, just give us what's happening in the background, then, yeah, I really feel like they're dropping the ball with dropping Bad Batch on, like, a week to week basis, right? You know what I mean? Like, it just feels, like, very drag-on-y or what have you. But with that being said, like, I'm still like holding some interest in it, just to see like where we're headed. I was really holding on to hope that we'd be seeing Omega and like a Mando, or we'd see Omega and Mando armor in the future. And that's why I was really trying to see what Omega was going to be coming into play. But it seems like they're focusing more on what's happening with the Clone Rebellion. The two episode week is what I'm doing my shorts about, right? Yeah, bro. Like, you need the 2 episodes. Like, to me, 2 episodes is the way to go. I don't know why they're not, but fuck it. But either way, like, Mando coming out next week, dog. Mando's coming out next week, right? Yeah, in a week. Next week. Bruh. I'm on the 10 for it. Like, Mando is what got me into Star Wars. Like, really, I went through and I watched 10 minutes of Mando and said, this shit looks cool, but I don't know what the hell is going on. So I went back and watched everything else. Mando is cool. Like, Mando is Star Wars. For me, it is. Like, I get what well, you know what? Like, I can't say that because I really saw what Star Wars was in Rebels. Wait, what's the Rebels? Clone Wars. It was Clone Wars. I really saw what Star Wars was in Clone Wars. And, you know, Star Wars, when I was watching like the OG trilogy, it didn't really like strike me as like, wow, Star Wars is like this. When I was watching the prequel trilogy, it really didn't strike me, or the sequel trilogy. But then when I connected to what was happening in like Clone Wars, it was like, yo, these improbable situations, the Force, like, they're able to get out of it using the Force. Like, the stuff that's happening in these improbable situations, they get out of it. Like, that's just what happens in Star Wars. So, like, Star Wars became, like, that's why. But Mando, on the other hand, like, Mando is completely on his own fucking level. And I can't wait to see, like, what they do with this. I mean, I think it's great that we're diving away from completely. I think that's what it is. It's like the breath of fresh air, diving away from completely the Jedi stuff, and we can kind of get more into like a more sci-fi world, right? Like, it's not so much just into the Force. Like, we're really kind of getting into sci-fi type of shit. Daniel, what's going on, bro? Did I see you? Oh, did I already say what's up to you? Pretty sure I did. Yeah. What's going on, Daniel? But yeah, man, like, I'm just excited, bro. I'm just excited to see what's going on with Mando. I mean, while we talk about what we're excited about, like Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm not really that excited about that. To be honest with, like, to me, the first trailer looked amazing, but then this second trailer, Guardians of the Galaxy, kind of like got me like, yo, is this Guardians of the Galaxy 2 vibes? Like, I know we ain't gonna be as jokey as we were in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, right? Like, I don't know. These trailers, I'm not gonna trust no more trailers until Phase 6, probably. Definitely hyped for Secret Invasion though. Secret Invasion got me hyped. Like, that shit better be the Civil War of
We were riding in the cemetery.
a Marvel show. Now look, let me be real. Like, I think Secret Invasion 2, like, I've seen people talk about how Secret Invasion is gonna be a wasted storyline. It's possible that Marvel could be doing 3 storylines at one point, at one time. Like, it's possible that we could be looking at Marvel doing a Secret Invasion storyline that's grounded, doing a Secret War, like the multiversal Kang stuff, and then at the same time doing the incursions. Doing all 3 of those at the same time, I think, is where they could be headed. So yeah, I definitely think Secret Invasion could last beyond this series. I'm just really hyped for it. I might cry when Rocket goes. I'm not gonna lie. I hope Rocket. I don't think Rocket's gonna go. I hope he doesn't. You hyped to see Nick Fury? That's what's up. I'm hyped to see Nick Fury too, bro. Now, like I said, I know we talked about the Marvels. If my thinking on the Marvels is correct, I think the Marvels could be the best MCU project that comes out in 2022. As long as, like, they realize their fuck ups. As long as they're like, nope, we can't do this. Like, they go through and, like, edit the fuck out of this shit and be like, this shit, like, this little troll thing we're doing, nope. The length of this musical part that's supposed to be in this movie, cut that shit in half. Harder on the incursions. Harder on implications on Kang, if there are any. That's what I see. How will the Eternals and Celestials fit into this saga? And J-Field, what's going on? To be honest, I don't think the Celestials themselves will come up and be back unless the Celestials and Kang Beyonder have interaction. I don't think they will come into play because if you read the Defenders, I heard Rob talk about it, and that's why I went to go read it. Which is what everybody should do. If you hear somebody talk about a comic, go read that shit for yourself. What I, the Celestials that created the Beyonders, and that shit just went left. I can't really read off the top of my head right now, but I just know the Celestials created the Beyonders, and that shit just went left. And I believe they began wiping out the Celestials. That's where shit just went left. Now I know maybe I just read it once. I need to go through and read it again, honestly. But either way, like if they're involved in Phase 5 in this way, or in this saga, I think it'll be with explaining to Kang what's actually happening. Now, all in all, Celestials I think are key because I think they are one of the ones who either form this cosmic energy that makes the universe, or like that's forming the science. I think they're the builders of the science behind what people call magic in the MCU. They're the science behind what's going on with the cosmic energy and everything, and with incursions. I think it's possible that they are, even when it comes to like the heart, like that separates multiverse that we just talked about. I think it's possible that it will be revealed like that's what it is. And either way, like if it's not this saga, I think it's the next saga. To where that's what I'm saying. Like I think Doctor Doom could be a character that has these interactions with the Celestials. You know, we're supposed to be getting Galactus in Fantastic Four. I think that would start like planting some seeds and credence into what they're doing because it's Galactus will be coming to, I think, to eat planets that have a Celestial inside of them. I think that's what Galactus is coming to do. And yeah. So with that being said, that's a Celestial that can come into play. But with the whole overall Celestials, and like I said, it's a really good question. I gotta put some thought into it. That's where I think we're headed. And I haven't put my whole like theory hat onto it, but that could be revealed with Doom, or they could save that for after Doom. That's the thing. That's where it could come into play. I'm sorry that's not much of an answer, but yeah, like I don't think we have too much of them in this saga, unless it involves Kang the Conqueror and the Beyonder power. And then beyond that, I think we definitely get into them either by way of Doom and figuring out like the actual essence of the MCU and what's happening here, like, or maybe the Celestials just have it out themselves in Eternal too. But yeah, that was a good question. What about King saying we would conquer eternity? That was interesting to me. That's interesting to me as well. Like I gotta think about it. I gotta think about that. Like I haven't put my thought and mind into that line. You concerned about how the MCU will introduce Galactus? Yo, bro, when you say that, dog, like as long as he's not a cloud, I have the perfect fan casting for Galactus. Dwight Schrute from The Office, Rainn Wilson. To me, he is the perfect role for Galactus. He's a perfect role for Galactus. All right, we about to go back out here. Yo, look at this dude. All right, hold up. Let me pull up a Galactus. Let me pull up a Galactus image. I think this one would be good. We about to see this shit. Oh, there's a good one right there. All right. Let me close these ones All right, let me get back in. Let me get back into these shits. Holy shit. That ain't what I want to open. All right,
What
man.
is your verdict?
Open it.
Find the defendant guilty.
All right, bro. Dwight Schrute as Galactus. She dreads me. What's going on? Hey, I think I remember you from TikTok, right? What's popping off? Did y'all notice that Ramatot Lord Tesco is completely missing? I ain't noticed that. That's crazy though, if it is. Yeah, that's a good one, right? You don't see it, Living Tribunal?
Well, he didn't do it
You need to
on
see him in the helm first. Okay, you need to see him in the helmet first. I don't watch Star Trek. Yo, that'd be cool. All right, so look. Leslie Jones Galactus. No, I think everybody would stop watching. No, where did she just? Yeah, like I think I remember seeing. I think I remember because you commented on one of my posts. You was like, you got a YouTube too, and I think I hit you with a sub. But yeah, that's where I think I just remember your name popping up from. Ah, they're mechanical in the movie. I missed that. Probably has to do with how he was fucked up by the Fantastic Four, though. Yo, what if the Fantastic Four is really just us? I know they're set in the 60s. Wouldn't it just be better if they like made the Fantastic Four them going to go fight Rama-Tut? But either way, I digress. Yeah. That is you, Dredd. What's good? This beat is nice. Keith David? No Morgan Freeman. Are you serious? All right, this is one character. Like, bro, Keith David will be good. But, bro, Rainn Wilson, Galactus. Rainn Wilson, Galactus, dog. Look at the shape of this dude's head. Like, just off looks alone, him being in the helmet. I picked this picture because, like, somebody said, why did you choose this picture? Because this is what he looks like now. But if you're looking at him from, like, the bottom up angle, right? And looking at him, like, from up here, like, from what you would look at Galactus, this would probably be the angle that we see him from. Like, dude's got the forehead for it, right? Because, I mean, he even jokes about it. He's got, like, a big forehead and a small nose. I think he would look good as Galactus. I just think he would look good as Galactus. That's my pick. I don't know who y'all got. So who? How about Keith David instead? I could see. No, but like Dwight can get serious, bro. Like Dwight can get menacing, dog. He can get serious. I just need to look at. I know Keith David, but nah, like I'm sorry. Oh man, I hate. I know Keith David from far too many things, bro. Y'all know Keith David, right? But I know Keith David from far too many other things, bro. From far too many other things, bro. The casting we got for The Watcher, it was very spot on. It was very spot on. No, David Keith. Oh, are you trolling me, Trinity? Are you trolling me, Trinity? But yo, like I just know Keith David from. Nah, like I just can't see him in the MCU like that, bro. Let me look up who's the other one. Who was the other one? Colin Mockery. Yo, I have no idea who this is. Oh my God, this guy looks scary as fuck. Holy shit. Yo, nah, he just needs to be himself in the MCU, bro. Hold up. This motherfucker just needs to be himself in the MCU. Oh my God. Talk about scary as fuck. I'm gonna pull this up in a new tab, but I'm gonna have bad dreams about it tonight. Fuck you, Derek Fisher. Derek Fisher. Yes, there is. I forgot which one I've seen, but like it's one of those ones I've seen on when it comes to Tales in the Hood. I ain't never seeked out Tales of the Hood, but it was on BT one day and I watched it. I just don't know which one I watched, and this shit scared the hell out of me. But it ain't scared me as much as this motherfucker scares me. Who is this dude? Please, God, no. He would be the Watcher. This guy would be the Watcher. Bruh, like, he's got a face that, like, if you punched him, I feel like if I punched him in the mouth, like, he wouldn't get hit. I feel like he would just absorb it. He's from Whose Line? Oh, okay. I barely watched that show. But his face does look familiar now. God. If he's Galactus, I might be scared as fuck. He's Canadian, it makes sense. He looks, okay. It all comes together. Now, Morgan Freeman as Galactus, that's just a huge fuck no. Just for the fun of it. Just for the fun of it. You don't put this guy. No. He can't be Galactus. He cannot be Galactus. You can make him another. It would be great if he was another Watcher. If it was like Mwatu and another Watcher. Yes, or another Watcher. They're hella Watcher. Yo, Roz. Hold up. I am sleeping on it. Thank you for reminding me. Let me go there. Let me go to He-Man. E-Man. Movie review. Dan, you said, hold up. Which one are you talking about, Roz? I mean, which one are you talking about, Dan? Was this like a new one? Was this a new one you're talking about? A new short that he made? And if you're curious, if you're just popping up in here, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. But please just drop that like on the video. It'll help us out. But Dan, I'm on the channel. I'm on the channel. Ben Affleck with Batfleck build as Galactus. Ooh.
I try to remember, but when everything is coming back to me, I feel as if my memory is paralyzed.
Now let's see. What is the last thing you can remember?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I missed you so much. Why? I have always been right here.
Oh yeah, I did see this.
Let's do this.
Is this on a cruise ship? I think it's that cruise ship thing, right? I'm gonna be honest. Can I just be honest? I don't have the energy for that shit no more, bro. I don't, like, at this point, like, yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm gonna enjoy it for what. Thank you, Dan. Like, I'm gonna enjoy it for what it is. Like, I feel like some people will look at that and try to be like, the fuck are they doing that for? Like, are being mad about it. Like, honestly, dog, like, I don't think I really got the energy anymore to feel any other way about it. Now, I think they will give this to us. Here's the thing. At least this lets me know this is a thought in their head. Because, like, in my mind, we have to get T'Challa back through the multiverse. For Secret Wars. Like, T'Challa has to be in Secret Wars. T'Challa has to be in Secret Wars. T'Challa has to be in... Honestly, I feel like T'Challa should be in Secret Wars before... Look, whenever they're going out there and searching the multiverse for shit, right? Like, whenever Doctor Strange is going out there and investigating incursions, I feel like he has to pop up into a multiverse of T'Challa. A multiverse of T'Challa. So, look, here's either two ways. One, he can pop up into a multiverse of T'Challa and, like, they can work together trying to... They can work together trying to figure out incursions together, right? And we can like get into that T'Challa there. That T'Challa also could come from a universe where the incursions are destroyed. So let's think about it. Like, you got characters that have survived incursions. Like, you have the Dark Doctor Strange. I think you will have like Captain Marvel, like I mentioned earlier. I think she'll be like stuck in between after an incursion. So I think he comes back, and what happens is when the multiverse comes into one, we have a new T'Challa with the reborn timeline. And that's it. Now, like, I don't think they use T'Challa's son. Like, I really think that that's their opportunity to just hard stop franchise reboot on Black Panther. I don't know if they'll take that there because they seem to really be delved into M'Baku. I think that Shuri would probably, Latia Wright, I think she would probably be willing to like step away. But bringing the multiverse of T'Challa for this, let us get some time. Let us get some time with them. Let's get some time with this T'Challa before Secret Wars. And then when Secret Wars happens, it's cool. Now, another way that they could do this is to have a cosmic version of T'Challa come in and have a huge role to play in Secret Wars. Trinity, I'm not at the place to say replace Nate Moore yet, but I don't really like the way he handled the situation. Like his answer, I understand what they did, but I don't like the answers he gave around the whole entire situation, bro. But yeah, like at this point, like, dude, like, what more can I say? I mean, that's a very cool, like, moment and touching moment that we get there. But it doesn't. I understand how it's triggering to some people. But honestly, after Wakanda Forever, like, I'm not like, as much as I would have loved and rather had T'Challa, and I feel like T'Challa would have made that movie a top 5 Marvel movie. And as much as I feel like, nah, we need a Black Panther back before Secret Wars, I just don't got the energy to like feel some type of way about it. Dude, come on. Jay Field, did we just become best friends, bro? Did y'all see what Jay Field, my nigga, bro. My nigga. Y'all see what Jay Field just put in there? Bruh, I have been saying this for a brick. Damn, I can't find a good picture. Ah, damn it. This ain't gonna be good. I've been saying this for a brick. I forgot he with Lori now. Saying this for a brick. Jay, you that motherfucking man, bro. I don't know why I'm moving so slow with this. Damn some Idris, bro. Damn some Idris. He needs to be the next. Bro, he is someone. It depends on how this Snowfall season shakes out. Like, it depends on if he's still on top of his shit after this Snowfall season breaks out, right? But he's the one. He's the only person other than Denzel Washington that I feel like could step into this role and do his shit. He's the only one I feel like, other than Denzel Washington, that can step into his role and get his shit done. He's got everything on lock, bro. He's got everything on lock. He's got the social media on lock. You're not feeling Dansom as T'Challa? Why not? Tell me why not. Like, for real, like, Dansom, he has a slender build that I think T'Challa has. He's got the gravitas that that he has on screen. I think he can play very well as an intellectual. And like I said, like, I like a Black Panther. Like, I like how, you know, Chadwick was built, like body-wise. Like, he was swole, but he was still built like T'Challa. I feel like what I envisioned T'Challa being built as. Like, I know when people were talking about, like, Michael B. Jordan maybe being a recast of T'Challa from a different multiverse, I was like, nah, like, they don't even have the similar body structure. They don't even look the same. Like, but yeah, I'm glad you said. Look, J. Field, you my dude, bro. That's been my pick for a Brit. Now, the Living Tribunal, the Living Tribunal, you was talking about Denzel's son. Nah, like, I think Denzel's son needs just a more, like, just cookie cutter role. I don't think Denzel's son needs a role. Like, T'Challa is like a role that needs to be, like, someone who needs to be accepted by all of black folks. Like, I'm sorry, like, when T'Challa, when Chadwick was selected as T'Challa, Chadwick had already been Jackie Robinson, Thurgood Marshall, James Brown. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure I'm missing one other one too. He'd already been that dude. Like, we already held him in kind of a high regard as far as just the type of dignity and roles he plays, right? So, like, that was his route of being accepted. With Idris, I feel like his route of being accepted is just he's that dude. John David Washington, I feel like, isn't as universally loved by the black community enough to be like, you can be the new Black Panther. We ain't talking about being the first Black Panther. We talking about being the new Black Panther. And that's where I go to, like, yeah, Aldous Hodge, like, yeah, Yahya Mateen. I mean, yeah, I could see them look-wise doing it. But I think acting-wise, bro, you go with Damson. I fuck with Damson, dog. Now, I would love to have Denzel Washington instead of Denzel Washington's son as Blue Marvel. But John David Washington, he could definitely be Blue Marvel, too. But I would just much rather have, like, Denzel Washington. Because I know people were talking about Denzel Washington being, whoa, you like, heck no, Denzel Washington being Blue Marvel? Look, hey, she dressed me. Just think about Denzel Washington in Equalizer. Think about how hard Denzel Washington goes in Equalizer with the hand-to-hand shit. Now, think about uploading that to a cosmic, like, to someone with the cosmic power of Blue Marvel. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. That's where my head goes. As cool as to see that, you know, as people talking about him being, people talking about Denzel being Professor X or Magneto or whatever. Fuck that. I want to see Denzel as Blue Marvel. Just so, like, imagine him going head to hand with someone like, imagine him going head to head with someone like Hyperion. Just like, again, like, I think the gravity that Denzel brings on the screen is perfect to establish, like, the gravity of Blue Marvel. And on top of that, like, you do need a name to bring the whole city out for Blue Marvel. At this point, I think just being a black superhero ain't enough. You gotta bring your whole city out for someone to be Blue Marvel. And I'm starting to sound ageist. Is it the age thing for you, C-Dredge? Because, I mean, if it's an age thing, I get it. Now, if you want a younger Blue Marvel, I would go John Boyega. If you want a younger Blue Marvel, I would go John Boyega. Look, hey, Dan, I gotta look him up. He don't need to be Black Panther, bro. Let me look him up. And I gotta get out of here. Oh, this dude.
Supposing that creature, the one you killed,
He looks like he's a good actor.
taking I do,
Okay. Let me see what he was in.
people's brains, transferring.
I'm not really that familiar.
You mean it sucked other people's brains?
All right, yeah. I'm not familiar with homie. I don't know. I don't know if I can get with that one. I don't know if I can get with that one, Dan. You right. You right, she trusts me. You know what? In fact, if they dating Monica Rambeau, I need to be Blue Marvel. If they date Monica Rambeau, I need to be I am Blue Marvel. I am Blue Marvel. Casting confirmed. Look no further. Look no further. The search has ended. I'm Blue Marvel. Shit. Yeah, that's a good way to end the stream. That's a good way to end the stream right there. Just news. I ain't gonna be able to do videos like probably when Blue Marvel coming. Like I don't know if they gonna put me in the movies like in Secret Wars or like after Secret Wars or before Secret Wars, but I'm coming. And when I'm coming in the movie, I'm coming for that ram booty because I am Blue Marvel.
Go on.
I've been in the gym already. Now I might double up my protein shit or whatever and get real swole. But I'm gonna be Blue Marvel whenever that casting call go up. In fact, yeah. Thanks. Hey, that's where I'm headed with my life. She Dread. This why you here, She Dread. God, because I wasn't even gonna make a TikTok, but I did. Cause God told me to make it so I could put my shits over there. So you see it and come over here. So you tell me that it definitely need to be an age thing. So I'd be reminded that Blue Marvel gonna end up getting that ram booty, and then somebody needs to be Blue Marvel. And I don't think it's anyone in the world more qualified than me to be Blue Marvel.
Well, he didn't do it
Don't tell me that. I would be a decent Blade. Oh God. You're gonna be Blue Sun. Oh shit. Nah. I feel like I could be a good Blade. I need a second to get into the role though. I don't know though, but like sometimes like I feel like I can't be serious enough to be Blade. Like sometimes like I feel like my serious face really just be like, I ain't serious enough to Blade. You know what I mean? Just be like, I ain't serious enough to Blade. I don't think Monica had time to give up them guts, dog. Shit, you make time. You know, I get time traveling. You go into the pocket dimension and pop back out in regular time. You make time. Don't get me started. I need to be a good kid. But look, I gotta get out of here, y'all. Look, it's been so much fun. Shit, now I'm about to get mushy and shit. Shout out to my new folks in here. Shout out to my OGs in here. Damn, it's been a ride, dog. Like we hit our 2 years just from making the channel. I think I posted like my first thing in March. We went at 2 years. And with the Blue Marvel Blue Stick. We just went into my damn. We just went into like my 2 years of shit. So like I'm hella hype. Fuck, like dog. This shit's been crazy, man. Like, where the fuck are we at when I start streaming today? This is just crazy. I've been grinding for a while to like get this shit to pop off. Like, and to be honest, there are times like when I've grinded harder and I want that's consistent. But you know, there's times when we were streaming 4-5 days a week. It's a lot easier to do that when the wifey was pregnant. It's like easier to do that when the wifey was pregnant when it was happening. So like, you know, we was growing, grinding, trying to get to that 1,000 subs, doing whatever we needed to do, right? But like shit just wouldn't pop off. Like shit couldn't get anything to like go there. And then like, you know, I started doing my videos, and then kind of got sidetracked from doing streams because I was doing videos, but I was getting some subs off of that. But it was like, you know, it was a good year in and only had like 400 subs. And I was like, yo, the fuck? And at the end of the day, I told y'all, like, I don't stream, you know, this ain't for bread. But at the end of the day, what I could be doing right now, I could be doing something to make some bread. And to me, as a family, as somebody with a family, like, that's hella important. So my goal for real was to always be able to turn a hobby into a side hustle type shit. Well, like, shit, like, this shit's just been crazy, bro. I mean, fuck. We've gotten, let me look at my shits. Like, since we got like over 400 subs in the last 28 days. Like, that shit's just been unreal. And I know it's more than that because, like, I feel like I was at like 600 and some subs in December. Or, yeah, I feel like I was like 600 some subs in December. And it's just been ridiculous. Either, like, long story short, like, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all just fucking with me. That's it. Like, I know, like, I miss the times when I was able to stream like 5 days, like 4 or 5 days a week, and we was in here kicking it for like 2 hours and shit. Like, dog, like, I appreciate y'all. Like, the same folks that was in here those days, like, that I could count on to be on those streams. And like, you know, I ain't talking like a motherfucker made it, but it just feels good to like to grow and to have y'all. It just feels good to grow and to have y'all coming with me, right? Like, it just feels good to grow and to see that y'all still here rocking with me. Because, yeah, like, some of y'all in here, y'all was with me from the first day I streamed. So, like, to the point to where I was always saying we here grinding for 1,000 subs. Like, we here grinding. And, you know, to be real, like, I ain't really felt like I really hit it yet like that because motherfucker still, like, where I was inconsistent last year and not keeping up streams. Well, I have been inconsistent and not doing like full videos. Like, my watch hours ain't even there. So like, that's another story. But at the end of the day, like, that's just still about to become a side hustle because Facebook about to start paying a nigga next month. Like, that's just ridiculous. Which is a blessing in itself. But yeah, like, I just appreciate. Long story short, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate, like, hey, from day one to right now. Like, just appreciate y'all being here. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. And, you know, I got a bad habit of every time I stream talking about we back on streams. To be real, that shit's hard to figure out when to stream. Like, to be honest, because, man, like, I love my family. Like, you know, I'm a family man. Love being with my wifey. So, like, the only time I can stream is at night, and I don't really be wanting to sacrifice that time. But I do really want to get back. And now that we're, like, at this point, it's more, like, reasonable in my mind to be like, I can spend some more time doing this shit. So I just enjoy being with y'all. And, like, hopefully, we can get back to doing, like, 2 streams a week. 3 streams. I'm not going to go more than 3 until, you know, I get a different job or some shit. But at least 2 streams a week. We can get back to doing that. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with 1. So with that being said, hit that notification bell because I'm going to start off with 1. The goal is to do Mondays and Wednesdays. But really, I'm going to start off with 1. Everybody starts off with 1 stream. And then we'll be moving from there. But, like, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Appreciate y'all doing all this shit. Yo, this stream got you the nice trip. Hey, I'm glad we were able to do that, Roz, because I remember the feeling. I know what it's like. So, yeah, like I said, stay tuned. Catch us on some other shit. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Oh, shit, where we at? I'm trying to get out of here. Y'all want some bars? Are we still here? Y'all want some bars? No bar? Alright, we ain't gonna do bars. Bar? Uh-oh. I see one bar. Y'all don't know, y'all is all I need. We gonna keep rocking till it's R.I.P. Normies to nerds, we do no good reason. We be killing this shit like every season. Every time we pull up, we R.I.D. Damn. You know I love my N-E-R-D, nerdy peeps. Damn. Let's get it. Let's talk how about niggas be grinding, always going to shine it. You know we gotta put the damn time in, making these damn shorts, making it work. Making these damn shirts, making it work. You know they hate on bitches like they hate on she her twerk. Damn, this really beat ain't working. Let me fly my flow. Let me get my shit. Let me move this work. Let me move the brick. Damn, I switched to R&B all of a sudden. Damn, I'm not David Ruffin, but they all came to see me. Put me on the TV. Big King Country. Damn. Alright, yeah, you know what? This beat, give me a beat, give me a beat, give me a beat, give me a beat. Just give me, damn, fuck it. You know what? It's over. It's a wrap. She dressed me probably think I'm like whack as fuck now with these bars and shit. These new people in here probably like, bars? The fuck is this nigga doing? Hold on. Let me see what we got. Hold on. Damn, y'all roasting my slow shit. Okay, I'm just gonna have to cut that shit out of the stream. Fuck. Bars? Bars? This dude trying to put us to sleep? Bars? This said bars. This guy trying to put us to sleep. Murdered Hugh. All right, look. All right, let's see what we can do here. If I don't got, I might not just have bars tonight, you know? Might just not have no bars tonight. Like, I don't even know what this beat finna sound like, to be real with you. Nah.
I love you, Bobby.
Hey, says keys.
Slide it, pull up, really scared. Hey, okay. All right. Okay. I be stepping, bitches repping, better preach, call them reverend. I ain't running, bumping, got the whole club jumping. I be pulling up on some shit they can't even speak. I be looking at them niggas like you can't even speak. I be looking at them rumors like these shits ain't even leaks. I be looking at these rumors like this shit can't be me. Nah, this shit can't be me. I be like Jordan repeat. I be like Jordan 3P. You niggas land on my feet. These bitches climbing and they don't know none of beat. I call these bitches Mary Magdalene, they cleaning my feet. And that's a bar and repeat. These bitches look on the list. I look at myself in the mirror and say, damn, I'm a beast. I look at myself in the bedroom and say, damn, I'm a freak. I know these bitches love a nigga, how they coming on me. Damn, let me pause it. They mean to get that awesome, but I'm the nigga that I might have to cross them. I'm like AI when I just down. I'm like AI, like I'm down road from Boston. And that Philly type of shit like I am meat meal. But I'm over here just trying to get my fucking weed deal. All these bitches over here, they trying to get them quick meals. But I never give them to them, you know how we real here. Damn, these some freestyle bars. But I don't even give a fuck if you think this shit hard. All I really give a fuck is grinding 2 cotton cars. And them motherfuckers be looking at like, damn, it go hard. But I ain't really type of nigga be material and shit. I'm more like Kanye West before he got off the shit. I'm more like, damn. When this shit falls down, all I got is my people. That's why I keep y'all around. Cause we be holding shit down for the real shit. Damn. Real niggas for them real shits. Damn. We be mobbing. We be stopping. Got them bars. Ain't them. Alright, hey, you like that cleaning my feet though, bars, right? Alright, that's it. Yeah, we got it. We got it. Alright, we got it. That clean. Hey, as long as we get 1 bar. As long as we get 1 bar. Sir, bring me that bar. As long as we get 1 bar, we good. And that whole like, I call them hoes married because they cleaning my feet type shit. That bar was fucking hard. So